Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to my newest Football Manager 2015 series. Alright, so obviously this is the introduction episode, and you guys don't really know what I'm actually doing. And no, I'm not making an Arsenal save or series. What I am doing is, I'm going into Holland into the Eredivisie, and we're going to go with Ajax for this series. But, and there is a but, we are going to be doing a Dutch players only challenge. So every player that is not of Dutch nationality, or yeah, that is eligible to play for Holland as their first nationality, will be sold from the club. At least I'm going to try to get rid of all of them in the first season if that's not possible because they're a new player or whatever. I'll put them into the under-21s or the reserves or whatever. The B team I think it is because I think it's called Young Ajax. And yeah, they'll play there, and I'll try and sell them off in January, and if that doesn't happen, once again, I'll try and sell them off in the next season. But anyway, so yeah, Dutch players only. I mean, Ajax have a very famous history, of creating extremely good Dutch players. The likes of Dennis Bergkamp, well, that's one of the ones that comes straight to mind. I think Robin van Persie as well. I mean, the been quite a few other players, especially players that are currently playing in the Premier League. So yeah, very interesting. Daley Blind is another one that comes to mind. And yeah, they're pretty amazing at developing these young players into superstars, I suppose. I mean, there's no real other way to describe some of the players I'm talking about. And just get out of that quickly. So yeah, going to be a Dutch players only challenge. I want to jump into this very quickly and not bore you guys with a introduction episode. And we'll get through this nice and quickly. I don't feel a meeting is required. Okay. No. Alright. So let me just get through this. I'm sorry for not talking just then, but I have to read, and I'm quite shit at multitasking. So that's done. Alright, transfers update. We'll have a look at what we've got here. So it looks like we've got a couple of loans that are obviously... Oh, I don't think you can actually terminate them. I'm not sure. Let me pause the recording here and I'll have a look at actually how to terminate loans. Alright, so I couldn't really find anything that was too conclusive about it, but I'm actually believing that it's not actually the transfer window yet. I think we have to wait 1 or 2 days till the 1st of July, and then I might get the option to terminate the loans. I'm not too sure about that, but hopefully that is the case. I couldn't really find much on it, so yeah. The other player, yeah, he's not Dutch either, so... going to be a little bit difficult, I suppose. Most of these players are Dutch because they are coming from our own academy, so hopefully I could recall a couple of them if I need to. They don't look too bad on first glance. Looks like a pretty decent backup goalkeeper. What else have we got? Decent 19-year-old centre defender. I am half... Well, this guy will have to be sold as well. I am half familiar with the first team. As far as the Dutch players go anyway, because I have had a look at them before I actually started this series, so yeah. Why don't we have a pre-season team meeting? We'll just say that. Why not say that? I mean, I don't really know if we'll be able to do that, but I'm hoping we will be able to win the league this season anyway. So, yeah. So Lasse Schöne, that's going to be a big loss, I think. He's one of the best players they actually have here at Ajax, so yeah. I mean, we'll get some good money for him though, so that'll be good. And obviously those players I can't really do much with, so we'll get into the squad now. I actually want to jump into skip tactics creator. Alright. Diedrich Boer, quite a horrible first team goalkeeper. Then we got Silson. He would probably be first team, I would assume, as far as the goalkeeper goes. Probably should do this in the squad page actually, but Van Rijn is a very good player as well. Selection info, give me general info, there we go. Now we can see who's who. We'll jump it into positions and we'll go down from there. So we got Van Rijn, like I mentioned, very good player. Actually looking to sign him on my Everton series, but I didn't. So yeah, Boyleson, another player I was looking at, but he will be sold because he's Danish. And we got Nick Vergever. Actually looks half decent, but he is quite small, and he doesn't have a very good jumping reach either. But yeah, still quite good, quite good. Moisander, I think he's the captain. He will obviously be sold because he's Finnish, so he's actually got some interest about him already, which is good. Denzel, very good player, probably be my starting centre-back at 21 years old. Then we got Veltman as well, possibly the other starting centre-back, I'm not too sure. He's a very good player as well. All these players are Dutch, so that's really good. Van der Horn, haven't really scouted him before actually, but he looks half decent as well. Ligion, decent little right back with a lot of pace. And then we got, is this Bukhara? Yeah, it doesn't look too good. Maybe loan him out. Somebody wants him. And yeah, that's for a loan deal. So we'll look into doing that. I'll try and terminate that loan. And we got El Ghazi, who will probably be one of the best players we have in the future. The 19-year-old right winger. Hopefully he stays as a Dutch player. Lucas Anderson will probably be sold, which I'm very bitter about. He's an absolute wonder kid, and he develops really nicely. So quite sad that he's, Danish. Sana, he's already on the transfer list, so we'll try and sell him off as quick as possible. Shone, like I mentioned before, will be sold because he's Danish as well, and he's actually our best player. But anyway, Serrero is a South African player who will have to be sold, like I mentioned. And then I think, apart from the strikers, the rest of these players are going to be good. So, we've got Duarte, very good central midfield player. And he looks like he'll be my deep line playmaker if I decide to go with my even flow tactic that I'm quite familiar with from my Everton series, and hopefully you guys are quite familiar with it as well. We've got Klaassen. Yeah, he's not amazing. He's got decent mentals, but anyway. Ricardo Krishna. Looks pretty decent as far as the left winger goes. So we're pretty good with young getting my words totally mixed up here. Young wingers, I should say. That's what I was trying to say anyway. We got Geraldo Becker, another right winger, at the age of 19. Doesn't look too good, but yeah, you never know. We got Zivkovic, who's an absolutely outstanding prospect. He turns into an absolute world beater. 17 years old, look at his stats already. He's got amazing pace. He'll be the starting striker probably for the next, I don't know how long, probably to the age of like 30 something. And then the other two players we'll have to let go. Sig Poulsen will be a really big one that I won't want to get rid of, but I'll have to, as he's Icelandic, but he's a very, very good player. And obviously Milik, I'll just terminate his loan if I can. So yeah, we've got a pretty good squad. I haven't obviously checked out the reserves or anything like that, and apologies for my dog barking in the background there. But yeah, that is pretty much going to wrap this episode up. As you can see, we're going to have some real competition in the Eredivisie with, Twente, Utrecht, Feyenoord, and obviously PSV are probably one of the best teams in the league. AZ Alkmaar, a team I'm quite familiar with, although I did have a series, or not a series, a save on them back in FM 13 and then FM 11 as well. So yeah, I'm quite familiar with them in previous FMs, but yeah, not too sure how they go on. I'm pretty sure they're a half decent team, so it's going to be interesting. We are in the Champions League as well, so hopefully we can, be respectful in that competition with all of our Dutch players, firing on all cylinders, hopefully. We do have the Super Cup coming up, which will be in the next episode, which will be the pre-season plus Dutch Super Cup. I always like to do those type of episodes. So yeah, that's something to look forward to for you guys. If you've enjoyed this episode, please drop a like. If you are going to, or if you think you're going to enjoy the concept of this series, please drop a subscribe. And yeah, drop me a comment as well. Maybe recommending me any Dutch players that you know that aren't at Ajax that are really decent, because I will, I'm not limiting myself to, academy players only. It is going to be Dutch players only, so I can feel free to buy all these Dutch players in the league, and all the Dutch players playing in foreign leagues as well. So yeah, pretty decent group of players that I can try and bring in. Might look to bring in players like Van Persie if his contract runs out soon enough. So yeah, we've got lots of options. I'm very happy with the quite a lot of young players at Ajax. So yeah, we've got a good future, I believe, as far as Dutch players. And ultimately, the goal is to win the Champions League with all Dutch players at Ajax, and then eventually become the national team manager of Holland, and actually try and win the cup with Dutch players only, of course. So yeah, that is going to be it for this episode, guys. Please join in to pre-season plus the Dutch Super Cup, which will be episode 2. Goodbye, guys.